I just finished Dead Space 2 and it was a really good game. I pre-ordered it and I was super excited because they said it was going to come with a replica plasma cutter. Of course, I imagined that this would be a full-scale replica and I would be able to run around and pretend to cut off my friend's arms and legs. To my dismay, this would not be the case. This is the box that the collector's edition of Dead Space 2 came in. It is much too small to contain a full-scale replica of a plasma cutter. If you played Dead Space 1 or 2, you know that it is a pretty big gun. This is the replica plasma cutter that it came with. This tiny, itty-bitty, limp-dick plasma cutter. I was disappointed to say the least. Was the entire game going to be this way? Promises of awesomeness shattered by the truth of the mediocre reality? Luckily though, my fears were soon assuaged. I put the game in for the first time, sat through the opening logos, and began to click uncomprehendingly through the user agreement? Yes, the user agreement. Thanks to EA's new online pass, we have to agree to use it correctly. Anyway, click through the user agreement without reading a single word, and then go to choose my difficulty setting. Casual? Nah, I'm no content tourist. I like things to be challenging. Normal? I'd like to think I'm more of a badass than that, but we'll see how this goes. Survivalist. Sounds challenging, I might be up for it. And Zealot. I just don't like the sound of that. I'll go ahead and choose normal, though don't judge me, I'll be back for you on New Game Plus Zealot setting. So I begin to watch the opening cutscene and, oh hey Nicole, I haven't seen you since Dead Space 1. Looking pretty good for someone who was, well, I guess she wasn't brutally murdered, she killed herself, right? So anyway, looking good. Oh, now we're talking to a psychologist. Apparently that was a flashback. Things aren't as good as we'd hoped. And he doesn't seem very nice. Anyway, oh, there's Nicole again. Not looking so good this time, sweet pea. Looking a little creepy, if I do say. Oh man, she's glowing. Swallowed a flashlight, I guess. Oh, not good. And then after the opening cutscene, all hell breaks loose. In the best possible way. So we just finished the opening cutscene, and here is Isaac chillaxing in this dark, scary room, and this dude walks up, and he's like, "Yo, Isaac, you gotta get up. Gotta go do stuff." And Isaac's like, "No, 5 more minutes." And he's like, "No, seriously, man, we gotta go. There's shit going down, and it's scary." And Isaac's like, "What? Where am I?" And then, all of a sudden, out of freaking nowhere, this necromorph comes up, and he's like, blah, 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 and then the dude dies, and then Isaac's like, "Oh shit!" And so he runs, and he runs, and he runs. And the whole time, Isaac's like, "Fuck, I'm in a straitjacket, and I'm running, and there's things fucking up my day everywhere, and I'm running, and I'm dying, and I'm running." But in all seriousness, the beginning of this game is genius. Any other game you start out and they teach you how to fire your weapon and how to strafe and blah blah blah, and do you like to play invert or do you like to play normal? We'll go ahead and write that down for later. Dead Space 2 has none of it. You start out, you have no arms technically, no weapon, and yes, you can die a multitude of different ways in the first 10 seconds of the game. Smart move, developers. They really set the tone. They wanted you to know that there's no comfort, there's no safety, and they sure as hell aren't going to hold your hand as you play. In fact, instead of holding your hand, they're going to think of as many ways to remove it as possible. So, as far as first impressions go, my hat is off to you, Dead Space 2. Granted, my little limp-dick plasma cutter was less than impressive, but the terrorgasm-inducing first 30 seconds of the game more than made up for it. Anyway, that's not all I have to say about Dead Space 2. I'll be back to talk about Isaac and the development of him as a protagonist, as well as other really excellent set pieces in the game. Remember, never power down your console while the data is saving, and I will see you guys on the next Save Game Continue. Have a good one.